will never forget. But it was for the right reasons. So, you young people, whatever you choose to do when God gives you the blessing of a spouse, and if God blesses you with children, then you, however you choose to discipline is between you and your spouse and God. But I hope you understand that what it is that you're doing will be passed on. And that even though I hated the switch, I'm so thankful that she used it, because I wouldn't be who I am today had she not done it. Back to Proverbs. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. Now, the older versions say, you know what, John? Train up a child in the way she goes, and when he's old, he won't depart from it. So what I learned from my mother here is that she always set an example, and she didn't try to be my friend. Maybe this phenomenon has always been around, and understand, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm just trying to speak what I believe the truth God has laid on my heart. My mother, though I didn't always agree with it, and today still wouldn't, she always tried to set a godly example. She always wanted to put my feet on the right path. And in her way of thinking, that meant forcing me at a young age to go to Sunday morning church, to go to Sunday night church, to go to Wednesday night church, to go and sing at the nursing home on Sundays, to go with her to visit people in their home. She's setting an example for me. And when I responded that I didn't want to go, I didn't want to do that, I didn't feel good, I just been to church on Sunday morning, why not go back on Sunday night? And she forced me, and when I say forced me, she can certainly pull that off without any kind of physical force. She didn't have to use physical force. But she forced me to go, and I remember as a kid just hating that. When I get older, I'm going to go when I want, and if I don't want to go, then I'm not going to go, and I'm going to be my own person. And I look back on that situation. I'm so glad that my mom did not take the stance that I sometimes see in parents around who want to be their child's friend. That they want the child to like them, so they don't want to tell them things that they really don't want to do, because they don't want the child to be mad at them. My mother never had that syndrome. She didn't care if I didn't like her. It was her job as a parent to put my feet on the right path. And I'm grateful that she did that. As much as I did not like some of the things that she wanted me to do. She wasn't trying to be my friend. Now as I look back, at that time, I didn't need a friend as a parent. I needed a mother that used a switch, and that's what I had. So you think about that. You younger people, one day when you will have children of your own, God blesses you with children of your own. You set the right example, even if it goes against what everybody else is doing. Even if all the other cool parents, that's one thing my mother never fell into. She never cared about the cool parents. She wouldn't know what cool meant if it came up and slapped her in the face. She wouldn't have known. I mean, you're talking about the woman who, when she would come to school to eat lunch with me, would tell the parent next to me that she just bought this top for 25 cents at the garage sale. She still does it. Mortifies me. I'm like, Mom, I'll give you $5 if you stop saying it. You can buy 10 shirts. Just don't tell people. She didn't care what other people thought. She didn't care if all the other parents were buying their kids, at that time, Firebirds and Trans Ams. Expensive brand new cars. She couldn't do it. Wouldn't have done it. Because she didn't think that would put my feet on the right path. Listen, I can honestly say as a nearly 50-year-old man that all the mistakes that I made, except maybe when I was really young, from the time I was a teenager on, were full on my choice and not the result of anything my mother did or did not do. I can stand around all day and blame my dad, and I can stand around all day and blame religion, and I can stand around all day and talk about I got forced to go to Bible class and all this other stuff, and so I'm just going to rebel and break. I look back, I chose to sin eyes wide open. And only now, as a grown man with kids of my own, do I look back and say, I'm so thankful that my mother did not fall into that category of doing what was the cool thing and the in thing and the, dare I say, politically correct thing, something that didn't even exist back then. My mother set the right example, and she used a switch. And I'm glad that she did. Last passage from Proverbs, still 20. Have I not taught you sayings of counsel and knowledge? And this is the part I want you to focus in on. Teaching you to be honest and to speak the truth. Of all the things that she did that really drove me crazy and I can say this, and every parent makes mistakes. She made mistakes, and she'd be the first person to say that she did. But I cannot pull from memory any one time where I saw my mom be dishonest in a situation, ever. I told you the story. We were in the grocery store. I was 8, 10. There's a $20 bill on the ground falling out of somebody's pocket. Man, you talk about I was dive bombing into that sucker. I was going in, and before I got there, she picked it up. I said, I saw it first. She said, I don't care what you saw. I said, what you gonna do? She said, I'm gonna turn it in. Turn it in? And I said, turn it in, but what I was thinking was, are you stupid? That's what I was thinking. I didn't say that.
That's good.
So she goes to the cashier, and I'm thinking, the cashier's going to keep it. The cashier's going to. Lost some money on aisle 6. Come and see me. Tell me what denomination it is, and you'll get it. I mean, who's going to do it? This person was not likely not going to do it. They're going to pocket it. She walked out and said, Mom, that person is not going to. You don't even know whose money that is. They're not going to turn it in. Why did you do that? She said, they might not know whose money it is. I don't know whose money it is, but I know this. It was not. And I remember getting in the car just going, I must have the dumbest mother on the face of the earth that would do that. And now as I look back, I see that even if she believed that that was true, that that person wasn't going to get it to the right person if ever there was even an attempt. Her point was she was showing her son the right choice to make. Here's the great thing about B.J. Harris. Whether it could be a $20 bill, it could have been a $1,000 bill. And she would have turned it in. It was not the amount. On another occasion in the same store, in the old days, John, you remember? They had the bins of candy, Brock's, in wrappers. I thought it was there for Santa. To even take some for Santa. Of course, I didn't believe that too much because I was doing this number in the days before cameras in the early 70s. Put some in my pocket, made it out, that was a good feed. Just smooth. Made the mistake of opening one and eating in the car. What's that? Oh, it's a Brock's caramel. It's really good. You want one? Oh, I love them. Where did you get it? In the store. How did you pay for it? Now, I didn't have an allowance. I didn't have change. Said, she put the car in park, took me back into the store. All the caramels melted on the way down. She walked me right up to the manager of the store. She just looked at me. She didn't say a word. She just looked at me. And I looked at her like, she didn't let up. She just kept looking. I said, sir, I took these candies from the thing over there and I didn't pay for them. And my mother looked at him and she said, what would you like to do? Would you like to call the police? I was thinking, pay them back, pay for them, and get a whipping. He said, no, that's all right. Thank you for your honesty. Just pay for them. So he did. I got whipped. But more than that, I learned a valuable lesson. Doesn't matter how much it is. It was literally 5 cents worth of caramels. Didn't matter. It was not mine. And I didn't pay for it. I'm going to tell you. I didn't understand this as clearly as I do now. Jackie, I know you can appreciate this because you've been in this environment. But when you work in the corporate world, there are all kinds of ways to pad your wallet. Even officially. And I can't say that over my 20-something year career of working for a living and being paid that I've always been completely honest. But I will tell you, it is pricked in my conscience. If I'm at work and I have to send a letter to somebody and it's a personal letter, and I'll think, oh crap, I don't have any stamps. The first thought that comes to mind is standing in front of that store manager with my emotional trousers around my ankles and having to confess that I stole something that wasn't mine. And as small as 47 or 48 or whatever stamp cost is now, with Belva's just disappointed face emblazoned in my